This is Dr. Todd Lee, 2012 IFBB North American Bodybuilding Champion, medical doctor, and biochemist, talking to you about oral steroids. Why? Because who the fuck else would be qualified to? I'm a doctor, a biochemist, and a champion bodybuilder. If I don't know steroids, what the fuck do I know, right? Oral steroids, we got bulking and we got cutting. All right, bulking. People either use D-ball or Anadrol. People will be like, what about this? What about that? What about this? What about that? It's like, look, what you look up on the internet's all fucking dandy. What you find on the street is what I'm going to list for you. And if you think you're buying something else, it's like, hi, I'd like to buy some Superdrol. It's like, you're going to get D-ball. And he's just going to laugh at you when your back's turned. All right, so, because the shit's not labeled, it's black market and it's made in someone's basement. All right, so you got, for bulking, you got D-ball, you got Anadrol. For cutting, people use either Anadrol, they do, I say they do, and Winstrol. What's the fucking difference? All right, so D-ball is just a okay, they're all methylated, first of all. Methylated, what does that mean? It means it survives going in your mouth, goes to your liver, the liver doesn't destroy it. So you can take it without using a shot because you're a pussy. No, because it's got a faster onset. No one wants to stab themselves every fucking day. I mean, maybe there's some masochistic people out there, but reasonable people don't want to actually traumatize their muscles with scar tissue every day for the rest of their life. They'd rather have drugs that last a little longer. So for injectables, they've got esters on them that make them last 7 or 8 day half-lives. So that means the peak's gradual over days, right? Orals have a 4 or 9 hour half-life traditionally, so they spike. So what people use them for is pre-weights. If you're really good at timing it and you know your body really well, you could probably take it before banging someone, and that would probably help. I know Anavar, lots of girls use Anavar for that. Strippers use Anavar, so the guys that they have to do are less ugly. So that's pretty much it. So basically, the whole point is you got all this stuff, D-ball, Anadrol, Anavar, or Winstrol, or more Anadrol. Why? The D-ball is a modified EQ molecule. It's dirty as fuck. For some reason, it just comes out dirtier than regular EQ. So it kind of operates really like a really fast-acting 4-hour half-life testosterone. It seems to act more like test base than like EQ at all. So you would run it at the beginning of the cycle to get it kick-started. So you'd start some D-ball and some test and athate, maybe some EQ or some DECA. And then after 4 weeks, you drop out the orals and you increase the injectables because that shit had kicked in by now. Another way to do that would just be run NPP with fucking Sustanon, and that shit kicks in right away, and you don't even have to fuck around with the D-balls. Now, Anadrol, people say that also causes you have blood pressure issues, bloating, pimples. The pimples is a DHT side effect. That's because Anadrol is a DHT molecule, like Anavar, like Winstrol, like all of them except for D-ball. They're all just DHT molecules that have a 2' modification that stops it from being broken down in the cell. Whereas normal DHT, like Masteron, can't grow muscle really because it gets broken down the cell. I think Masteron does have a modification position too, but for the most part, it's just methyl DHT with a 2' modification. The different 2' modification. What do I mean by 2' modification? Remember how I said 17' methylation for methyls? That means that the 17th carbon in the steroid backbone, that's where the methyl group goes. Well, in 2' modification, that's where the 2' modification goes. So you get basically on carbon 2. You sub it out for an oxygen with Anavar. That's what makes Anavar so amazing, is you're changing the whole fucking ring by putting an oxygen in there. It's not just you're changing an addition. Oh, we're going to swap out a non sequitur hydrogen for another methyl group, or for a ketone body with a double oxygen, or for an alcohol group, or we're going to break a double bond, or we're going to add a double bond. We're taking a fucking carbon out and putting in an oxygen. That's why Anavar is like fucking crazy and it doesn't do anything bad. It's just all good. Um, the fucking, I mean, obviously, if you abuse it and take too much of it, you're gonna get side effects. That's with anything in life. I mean, too much water is called drowning. Too much air causes your lungs to explode. Just is what it is. If the positive oxygen pressure inside your lungs gets too big, you would cause ruptured alveoli sacs, and then you drown in your own blood. But, you know, I bet you didn't know that. All right, so point is, with the D-ball, covered that. Anavar versus Anadrol, the big difference, you know, it's a 2' modification. It's oxygen on an Anavar. On the Anadrol, it's going to stop 5-alpha reductase conversion, so it doesn't dry out the whole rest of the cycle like Anavar would, because it stops all your testosterone from converting to DHT. So that's one of the benefits of Anadrol. That's why I think people think Anadrol is a little bit wetter. That and because you use Anadrol as a bulker. So what's going to end up happening is that you get more water retention because it's an off-season drug. You're going to look like shit. They think the drug's causing them to look like shit. It's like, no, fucktars. It's because you're eating pizza and drinking beer. Whereas contest prep, if you were to run Anadrol, it would work just as good probably as most of the other ones, like Anavar or Winstrol. Bigger difference between Anavar and Anadrol is the half-life. Anadrol is a 9-hour half-life. Anavar is about a 4-hour half-life. Now you get down to Winstrol. Winstrol is 9-hour like Anadrol. But the other two cause cortisol blockade, where they block the cortisol receptor and stop cortisol from destroying muscle. With Winstrol, it stops cortisol from coming out of the adrenal gland, which means that it doesn't protect the joints. So you're going to have way more joint pain with Winstrol. So Winstrol is shit. Now that what they do is these stupid fucks, a lot of them are old-time powerlifters who claim to be bikini coaches. They inject in broken up Winstrol pills into a water suspension into girls' asses, thinking it won't masculinize them. I'm like, so you're taking a modified DHT molecule, the most androgenic thing there is, and you're injecting it into a girl's ass. You're not even using oil like you're supposed to. You're using water. Now, what does that water causes bacteria to accumulate? So now you're going to have some abscess and have to carve out that ass. So, I mean, bottom line is, girls, stick with the low-dose Anavar, like I mentioned in the Anavar video. It's 2 to 5 milligrams 2 to 3 times a day. So you have a 4 to 15 range, depending on how garbage your gear is. If your gear came from a real pharmacy, you could probably get away with 4 to 6 milligrams a day. If it's street gear, probably 15 to 20. Don't use fucking Winstrol. That's retarded. That's fucking stupid. The one girl I know who uses as an example, her coach shot her up. She said her clit doubled in size in one day. Now, she enjoyed that, but she stopped at that point. She didn't fucking keep riding it out. So, I wouldn't do it if I was a girl. I'd be like, gee, if I'm a girl, my goal is to stay as feminine as possible, so I'm as attractive as possible. My goal is not to look like a dude, so I shouldn't take medication designed to give people sex changes. That's just me. What the fuck do I know? I'm just a doctor and a champion of the sport, right? But you, the bikini competitor, has been doing it for 3 months. You know it all. So that's why you go with your powerlifter coach who doesn't ever compete in it at all. That makes more sense to decide who gives you injections in your ass of male hormones. Anyway, I don't know how to say it either way. This is Dr. Todd Lee with OperationRagnarok.us, ValhallaLabs.com, and ToddLeeMD.com saying to you, don't use Winstrol if you're a girl, and if you're a guy, I would say Anavar on the way down, Anadrol on the way up, and keep your doses about equal if you want to really compare the drugs.